Hello everybody and welcome to the first, I guess you could say, proper episode on our brand new series, Game Mode 4. I am so excited about this series and really looking forward to doing our first proper episode. As you know, the last one was the kind of group event, the launch, and boy oh boy was that hilarious. When we went over to take on that tower, it did feel like it was going to be a piece of cake, you know, loads of us all in iron gear. And of course it was night time, so we lit up the inside of the tower but not the outside, and the spider blazes just went crazy and blazes were everywhere. It was absolutely chaotic. I don't know if you guys saw all of it. If you watched it from different people's perspectives, you probably would have seen a little bit more of to what happened than what I did. So we're going to avoid that place for now because it's pretty scary. We might go over there this episode. I got an idea for what we're going to do this episode. I want to do something with some of what I'm probably going to refer to as mods. I've been thinking about the different ways you refer to the Game Mode 4 features. You can call them modules, as Sparks does, or command block features, or mods, and expect me to just go through all of them. But there's a lot of things that we need to do in the get-go. We can't jump straight into all of the extra new and added expanded stuff. We have to do some basics. And that includes getting some diamonds, getting some basic gear. At the moment I have very little iron and I have some diamonds in this chest. So have a look at what I've got so far. I've gotten pretty lucky with the diamonds, found a load in a chest along with some gold. And we've got some building blocks and we got this over here. And that's it, that's all I've got to my name. And I've just finished building this very ghetto little spider farm, which I hope is going to be useful for people. This will count as our first XP farm on the server and also a source of spider eyes and string as well. Now there are many flaws with this. You'll probably point them out to me. Sometimes you've got to climb up there to pick up your items if you really want them. At least all of the XP comes to the player, and that's the other thing. Man, that's the second spider jockey to spawn in here. There was another one a minute ago that had armor on as well. And I've got a feeling that this game is going to be a lot harder. Let's have a look at local difficulty. 3.19, day 115. I think that's because of all of the pre-generation of the world. It means this area is really hard. I'll have to ask Sparks about that. That is certainly interesting. But yeah, this thing is alright. It spawns spiders. There's half slabs so they can't get below. And we can get some string and XP. And all of this up here, by the way, is half slabs. So nothing else will spawn in here. However, bats in this game, they explode. And I'm yet to do some proper caving. That's something that I really want to do. And we might possibly encounter a bat or two in here that explodes. That could possibly explode the spawner. We'll have to find out about the dangers of those, that's for sure. But there's something really important that I want to talk to you about first of all, I guess. And by the way, my plan for the beginning of this episode is to do a little bit of building. Really want to make use of those textures that we have. By the way, if Sparks is going into creative mode, it's because you know, he made this. And there he goes, teleporting over to spawn. That's the location of spawn. And he's probably working on the command blocks, checking that everything is alright over there. But let's talk about the texture pack. You see, I put this thing together, and actually it would make much more sense to jump into creative mode myself. But I don't want to do that here on the server. So for a moment, we're going to go out into a different world. We are in a debug world, and I'm not sure this was the best way to show the textures in the game. But whatever, we're here. And I really want to talk about the texture pack because I would like to get some help from someone in the community who may be interested in working on this with me. So here's the thing, I'm not a texture creator, but I'm someone that can use editing software to change textures that already exist. So I pulled a lot of textures together from different places because one of the things that I noticed about Game Mode 4 is that it didn't really affect building. Everything was the same on that front for vanilla, and I felt like we must get like a texture pack that feels quite close to vanilla but can add a lot of new block types as well. So we're just going to fly over them and have a look at the ones that we've got here. If you go to the Game Mode 4 website, you'll find out where I got these different textures from. They're pulled from all sorts of texture packs. Some of them have sort of been custom made. For example, this one right here is a mixture of the regular oak one and the jungle one. And what I did is I rotated the jungle and then used layering to take the color values of both to kind of I tell you what, if you've never done this before, it's kind of difficult to describe, but basically I used a lot of trickery to kind of create new textures out of existing ones, and a lot of what I did was kind of rushed as well, and I feel like a lot of this could be tweaked. So what I'm looking for is someone who's had experience with creating texture packs before. If you're interested in working with me, what I recommend you do is tweet me, and tweet me a link to your texture pack, because I'd like to work with someone on improving this. There's a few things here and there that feel a little bit out of place and possibly needs some work on. So what I want to do is try and tweak the pack, stick to the same kind of things that we got going on here, but make them fit in with vanilla as much as possible. And look at those leaves. Don't they look gorgeous? It's nice to have some more variation and options. So yeah, there's going to be so much more building to do, but a few textures here and there just don't quite fit in, and I feel like they need tweaking. For example, perhaps the stone bricks right here are just a little bit too contrasty, and I'd love to work with someone. So if you are a texture pack maker, please tweet me your texture pack and maybe we can work together, and it'll probably be best to send me one that is 16 by 16. We're not looking at making this a high resolution texture pack, but the plan basically is, if I haven't made it clear already, to tweak what we already have and to kind of finalize it, because because I've thrown it together as quick as I can and it's not exactly the greatest thing ever, but it definitely does the job and it makes the game feel different. So anyway, yes, you can see some of the textures. We've got redstone lamps over here. That's one of the ones that I feel like they need to change. So enough about the texture pack. We really want to jump into the regular episode, but as I said, feel free to tweet me a link and I'll be looking out over there. But for now, let's jump back into the normal world. Alright, so we're back on the server and we've done our first little bit of work with the texture pack here. It looks cool, I really do like it, and as I said, I feel like some of these textures might need tweaking. However, these ones right here are pretty cool. I do like it, and lighting is a thing in this room, I guess. A thing that I've not yet thought about, because we need to go up here and actually remove all of these torches, and boy oh boy does this look good. By the way, this is possibly diorite. I probably would have called it that one, but that's one of the stone variants in the polished form, and these are stone slabs. So you can see they're slightly different, and some of you may be thinking, the textures don't make too big of a difference. They're sort of familiar to the normal game anyway, and you've seen other textures in modded and stuff like that, but the thing is, it's just going to open a whole world of new building possibilities alongside all the expanded stuff anyway, so it just feels like it's sort of necessary and needed since we can't add our own blocks. Now there's a block missing from there, and that makes me scratch my head because I don't know why it's not there, but there we go. So that's the room finalised. Let's get rid of the ladders right here. These guys are making a lot of noise, aren't they? And so now we've got a little XP farm. We get a little bit of string as well. And this is where I'm storing my items temporarily. I do want to build my own place, and I don't know where the others are going, so that's our first little project done. You see, XP sent me a message that he had set up some animal farms around the place. Oh, the trapdoors have glass in them, by the way. That looks cool. And I've been scouting around this area right here. This is right next to spawn. If we walk over this way a little bit, I think we'll find spawn, and I can't see anything. So I need to find out where other people are building. But the plan is that False is going to build a community building in which we put all of the custom crafting things that are in the game, all these extra contraptions. You see, they use armor stands and they can cause a fair bit of lag, so we're going to put them all in a community building together. But this is the spawn area right here, and I haven't seen any animal pens. Maybe they're over there actually. I'm going to do some more exploring now, try and find where the other players are, and yeah, we seem to be safe. No, here's a guy. Something is definitely up with the difficulty. Look at these two guys wearing their fancy armor, eh? And this little guy. And yes, I found the others. They're over here. Well, at least False is over here. She's got a chest for the community building, where we're going to put all the stuff. And here are the basic farms that you build in the beginning parts of Minecraft. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking we need to get some redstone, we need to find a skeleton spawner, get some bone meal, make ourselves a fancy farm. But of course, the first thing to do is just to make the basic ones like this. So a moment ago, these were all grown, and I came over here and got me loads of wheat. So now we're good to breed up some of the animals that have been caught, and I'm thinking that this area needs to be expanded and it needs to be made safe. And there's a sign here. Can we read it? By the way, that's another thing I changed. Look at that. The sign looks so much nicer. Man Cave version 2 over here. And it's Dawn of the Dead all over again. So yeah, I'm just going to hang out in this area for a while. I've got a load of fence posts ready. I'm going to make the area safe because, as you can see, it's clearly not. Also, check out those XP orbs. You may notice that they are square. There's so many little things I've done with the texture pack. And bear in mind, when I say I've done, that often involves using other people's textures. Just sort of brought a load of vanilla-ish things together. But yeah, this seems to be the place. There's also other people here as well. So D-Max over here. Someone else has got a chest. There's... that's good for branch mining to go down to the bottom. So it looks like this is going to be the area. So I think what I'll do is I'll secure it. And you have got yourself an enchanted sword. I wonder if he's going to drop it. Let's see. Nope, no enchanted sword for me. And that's another thing I want to do. Get an enchanting table. So things are going pretty good in this area. We got some trees growing in the middle. Do you know what? I put these fences down. I think I might have made it a little bit small. You can see where the other ones are over there. But we got some wheat going over here. Probably going to remove the central stuff. We're going to make some melon and pumpkin farms. Just got the sugarcane going, but I managed to make a book so we can make an enchanting table. Managed to do a little bit of mining and get some obsidian. We've got the cows over here and a little cactus farm as well. And I'm hoping when I get some more iron, I'll be able to make it automatic, which will be convenient. Thing is, though, when I've been going caving, I haven't been stumbling across much iron or anything at all, really. And I say caving, I've actually just done nothing but branch mining so far. I haven't found too many cave systems, so that would be a nice way to get some materials. But anyway, we can craft ourselves. Let's. Did I make a flint and steel? I did not. Let's put this in here. Enchanting table, that is awesome. That'll be for the whole community to use. And then the obsidian is for a portal, of course. And we'll stick our head in and see what the Nether looks like. It's going to be no different, but the texture pack makes it feel a little different. And a little bit of lag there. And I think Crazyman might have found me or something we're working on. Let's have a look. Is he behind me? No, I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, I put this down here, by the way. Oh, just because I couldn't bear to just put some chests on the ground. So I'm not sure what it is he's found then. And yeah, let's do this. Let's go to the Nether. So here is the Nether, and one of the things you may have noticed is the obsidian texture being a little less purple. And also the portal frame is red, but the particle effects are purple. I don't think you can change that without a mod. And here is the Nether. It pretty much looks the same, doesn't it? We do have a different glowstone texture, netherrack, and soul sand. And I'm hoping to tweak those, but oh yeah, that includes the nether quartz. That's also changed as well. Doesn't look like there's anything too interesting here, and no signs of a nether fortress. But there is some glowstone and some quartz. There's some new building materials for us, I guess, and a really good source of XP as well, actually. So if we can get some more leather, get that cow farm going, then it might not be long before we can do a level 30 enchantment. And if you noticed, my XP went down from earlier in the video. I logged in dead. Now this happened on Hermitcraft a few days ago, and I think it's something to do with my internet connection. When I log out of a server, sometimes it doesn't think I'm logged out, because it's twice now, not too far apart from one another, that I've actually logged in to find myself dead, which is not very encouraging, is it? And this drop looks pretty fatal, so let's hope there's no ghasts or anything like that. And I just want to get over here and grab some glowstone. So we're back from the Nether. I've been doing the works, chopping down some trees, and I was just thinking about something. You see, I reskinned the glowstone dust texture right here, as well as the block, and this is something I'd like to do more. As you can see, it's very vanilla-ish, but just a little bit different, and I think those things are going to add up and just make the game feel a little bit more different, which is cool. But it reminded me of one of the other ones that I've done. I've actually been smelting up some clay down here and making them into bricks. And I find that the bricks in the game are actually just a little bit difficult to build with other things, and I know I'm not a builder, but it's been one of those textures that I've often avoided, so I thought it'd be cool to change this one. And in Chisel, I found this texture right here, which is really cool. I like the yellow and white. It reminds me of some of the more modern builds that are done with bricks and those yellow bricks that you may have seen, or may not, but either way, I think that's going to be one of the fun textures to build with. Looks like we're having a little bit of trouble here. I'm probably going to have to relog, and I should also talk to Sparks. So that's one of the things we need to set up, the enchanting table, and of course we're also going to be continuing to set up the farms around here, including the melon and pumpkins. So I've decided the next step was to do some exploring. I want to look for a village so we can find some villagers and also get some bookshelves to do those level 30 enchants. And I just found a little bit of what looked like amplified terrain over here, and there's a tower up the top, so we are going to investigate that soon for sure. The base is just back over this way. Decided to head in this direction, and we also want to find some trees as well. It'd be nice to get some saplings. We only have 3 tree types at the moment: oak, acacia, or achacha, and the birch one. So there's 3 other types to find. So I figured going on a little venture would be a good idea, and of course I'll bring you in whenever I find something interesting. But yes, we're going to take that on. I feel like we need some enchantments before we do that, because you saw what happened last time, but there's a good chance we could find some decent spawners in there as well, and possibly make a farm, which could be a really fun project. So anyway, I'm going to continue on my way, and I'll bring you back in when I find something cool. So I did it. I found the village, and look where the tower is. It's just up there, so we weren't far away at all. I noticed it as I headed back. I killed a load of cows, so I've got loads of that leather, and I don't think there's actually a library one here, although I've just been running around panicking, trying to get the villagers inside. And check it out, they have custom skins. They look a little bit interesting, nothing too fancy, but these guys look pretty cool. Hello. And yeah, no village over there, and then there's just a few smaller buildings here. There is another building down here, but it's the same type, the one with the back garden. So I successfully put these guys inside. They're safe. There is one guy wandering around out here who didn't want to go inside. I don't know why, but there you go. So what we're going to do now is actually head back to the village and possibly make a custom crafter, which will be one of the first proper Game Mode 4 things that we'll be doing, because we're going to make some horse armor. Crazyman has got a saddle, and as I was as I was travelling over there, I saw some horses, and I thought that is going to be a much better form of transport. So he's going to lend us a saddle to use, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for us to craft some horse armor, because that's one of the things you can do in this. So then we can get our bookshelves going as well. We can get our enchantments and some level 30s on our picks and swords and things like that, and then we'll probably be equipped to go and take on that dungeon before long. But first of all, we're going to do a bit more exploring, so let's go back and make this custom crafter. Alright, we are back. I have no idea what Sparks is doing, but it looks interesting. We've also got nether warts as well. There's Crazyman 47 hanging out with him, and we're going to put this in a sort of centralized area. So I'll probably end up building something around this, but what you need to do is place down a dropper on the ground. It can be in any direction, and then you want to put some cobblestone inside of it and a piece of redstone there. So that's basically the recipe of a dropper inside a dropper, and then you take a crafting table and chuck it on top like that, and magically it goes into the block. That was so quick and impressive. That's awesome. I really like that, and now we have a custom crafter right here. So to make some horse armor, all we got to do is put a piece of leather in the middle of 5 iron like that, and it even makes the sound, the anvil sound, and now we got ourselves some iron horse armor. That is absolutely awesome. Custom crafting recipes. There is also another tier to this one as well. We could possibly actually afford that. You need a few pistons and some comparators, but we have quartz, so maybe we'll make that. But for now, we've got our iron armor, so we need to get that saddle. We need to find a horse like this guy over here to tame, and then we can do some more traveling. Not the most interesting of discoveries, but over there we have some spruce trees, so I've got a few of those. So we've got the saplings, and now I think between the group we have all the different tree types, which is awesome. I want to lay these out later on and show you the different textures for the wood and the plank as well. And also, if we head in this direction, you can see I found a desert temple. And this guy that we're riding on is the one I showed you in the video a minute ago, the one who's hanging out inside our base. Turns out he's pretty fast, it feels like, and I also forgot to put the horse armor on him, which feels a little bit silly, I know. But anyway, we're going to go inside here and see what kind of loot there is. The last one we went into, we got some really good loot down the bottom, and conquering these is very easy. The trap at the bottom really isn't anything once you know what it is. So all you got to do is dig down and then remove that pressure plate. And you can even let items fall onto it as well, because it's a stone one, so it's only the player that needs to stand on there. I think you could technically just drop down into the corner here if you wanted to take some fall damage. So let's break it. There we go. We've got ourselves some TNT and also these. What they should probably do is make one of these trapped chests, and then it could activate the TNT underneath. So bone meal's always good, and diamonds as well, and lots of gold, which is interesting because I need gold for something else we want to make in this video. So I'd say that was a good find, and we'll continue on our way. Now here is another dungeon type, and this one uses the junglewood texture, which looks especially nice, and I think it's one of the lower tier ones. So this one might not be as dangerous as that first one we encountered, but anything can happen now. And I got diamonds on me and gold and other things that I don't want to lose, including this horse. But we're going to check it out together and see what's inside. I don't think I even have torches now that I think about it, so I need to make sure that I'm prepared. This guy is probably going to wander off. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4 and make some torches like that. That's actually double the amount that I wanted. I've been collecting coal as well, because coal's always useful. But this should be hopefully relatively simple. Just chuck some torches in, and we've destroyed the ladders, which means... Oh, hello! It is one of the more advanced ones by the looks of it, because there are blaze spiders. And now the building's going to be set on fire, isn't it? Yep, this might actually be a little bit tricky. And now it's going to burn down. Oh, I don't know what to make of this. You can see it spawns inside a tree. Perhaps we go up to the second level and see what's in there. See what the other spawners are, and decide if this thing's going to be useful or not. Oh, this guy's come to the outside. Let's That's not good at all. And I could have swore that didn't fire then. And I'm on fire again. This is not good. Okay, there are lightning creepers in there, I think I saw. I think we've outstayed our welcome. It's time to leave. Where's my horse? He's on top of the tree. Good, let's get out of here. We are definitely not equipped to take on these dungeons, that's for sure. Sparks did say that they were going to be tough, although I thought that there were different levels of them. That might actually be based on something else, not their structure. And now the entire thing is getting burnt down. That is pretty hilarious. I guess when it's finished burning, we might be able to see just the spawners. So let's go get a vantage point from over here. Okay, so it appears to have a couple of furnaces inside of it. There are some stone platforms, and we can see a spawner down at the bottom, which is behind the tree, and 1, 2, 3, and another one at the top. Yep, I'm going to have to come back here when I'm equipped, but that is pretty hilarious that the building burnt down. Anyway, we're going to continue on our travels, as always. When I find some interesting stuff, I'll bring you back in. So we are back from our adventure. I found lots of villages and temples and got some bookshelves, which is awesome, and now that means we can do some enchanting. Just spent some time in the Nether getting some quartz, as you can see there, to get us up to level 30. And we need a crafting bench. Now this one over here won't do, because it's not a normal crafting bench. That is for special recipes only. So we'll just quickly make a pick. And this is going to be our first enchantment. I'm hoping for fortune, but efficiency 4 would obviously be good. And unbreaking would be the worst outcome here. And, oh, texture pack issue. You can actually do that. Interesting. And it's unbreaking free. Will we get anything else with it? Oh, fate is cruel. Fate is cruel. That is not too good. But the thing is, we only need 3 more levels. And I think before we wrap things up, I should go back into the Nether and get some more quartz, and we'll see if we have better luck on the next try. Okay, here we go. Enchantment number 2, and I think this will be it. Come on, let's get something good. Fortune 3, that's always going to be good. And unbreaking. Wouldn't have minded some efficiency on that. But that is pretty good, and that's actually going to wrap up this episode. If you've enjoyed the video, please do leave a like as always. Your support is appreciated. Hope you're liking Game Mode 4. Cannot wait to see some of the things we're going to get up to in the future here of all the custom modules. And of course, if you're a texture pack maker, don't forget to contact me via Twitter. And hopefully we'll be able to improve the pack that we have so far. There are lots of things that we can do to make it better. But that is it from me this episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.